Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, beautiful, individual you. Today, I would like to speak about every moment, wherever you go, wherever you are, you emanate your inner being outwards. We are all part of this astral body of the earth and of the cosmos. So, whatever we entertain within our own inner being, that means thinking, feeling, willing, imagination, inspiration, intuition, faculties, both lower and higher, is what emanates and pulsates out from you. And that also is many reasons as to why certain people come, certain people go, you have certain interests, you have certain coloring and tones to your own inner being. And, well, if it weren't for it, we wouldn't have all this beautiful variation and individualities that we have on this planet. Well, since things comes and emanates out of our being, it is important that we emanate and pulsate the right proper things that comes out, holding to the right morals, to the right values, to the right thinking, feeling and willing, holding to it like a structure, but not only like a dead, non-malleable structure. It really is a living, organic, spiritual, divine structure that you can maneuver and survey and, well, be just as maneuverable as you would in the physical world. But it requires us to be able to handle our own inner silence and our own inner spirit so that we can maneuver, move, change shape, and so on and so forth. It requires practice. It requires putting aside time to things we would normally never even consider in life. Mastering our own thinking, immersing ourselves and become acquainted with our own feelings and emotions. Be able to observe our own will impulses and deeds and so on. To be able to adjust and realign and, well, out of your inner being comes good, the true and the beautiful, the moral, the loving, and being grateful at the same time. For, as we say, it is only a short lifespan, and we will not incarnate again for at least a couple of millennia. So better take these with us as best as possible. Every single assimilation of spiritual truths we can absorb these days with the faculties we do have, not trying to introduce old faculties into this new, clear, cut, conscious state of being we're in. So, do not fall back into atavistic clairvoyant mediumship, losing oneself while we are in a seance of spiritual wisdom, but to truly be conscious, be able to consciously maneuver within all of this. That is where the fun begins, because it allows us to consciously interact with the higher realms. And the higher realms would love nothing for us than to grow into and be able to perceive them and be able to interact with them in a truly loving, moral, and beautiful manner. There are certain things they just don't accept and won't allow us in if we were to entertain these types of states of being. But on the other hand, they welcome us with open arms if we truly have the right, proper interests and intentions. When we do have the proper, pure and clean and ennobled intentions, they start to help us. And then it will snowball effect, because the better you become at interacting with them, the more you are able to interact with them. So it is a win-win here. So the more you are able to perceive, the more you're able to perceive. So the more you can be grateful for whatever you perceive, or ungrateful. It is only a matter of choice, really, because the state, the act of being grateful is something you will have to do consciously here and now, in the spur of the moment, truly finding the proper emotions that accompanies gratitude. Living and actively embody it here and now. Easier said than done, but always worth it, as my motto is. So, every single little thing we have being grateful for, everything we have gone through, because it has brought you experiences and strength that normally is not available to us if we haven't experienced these things. And it gives far more good in the end than it gives the proper pain. Even pain does have its place though. We wouldn't be able to develop true good and beautiful and strengthen it in the way we are doing today without it. Although any one of us would probably say that it would be personally and biasedly better if we didn't have these things. But it's important to have in mind what we gain from overcoming them, and to truly hold to compassion no matter what. Being soft, malleable on the inside, having a hard shell on the outside. Very important to be prudent when we are exploring all of these things. So when you are becoming conscious of your own inner being, you can also become conscious of what emanates and pulsates out of your inner being. Because when you are out walking about and you walk amongst other human beings, you truly are pulsating out just like other people are, but it might be stronger or weaker in relation to how much they wish to be seen and what intentions are with being seen. Is the intention to everybody look at me and I feel satisfied with that? Is it to satisfy an egotistical itch, or is it truly to show yourself as a proper example and not be too conspicuous but not be inconspicuous either and hiding away behind a shell? It is a perfect balance, you know? Being conscious, observing around you, but not being too desperate in a sense. It is something you feel your way and come to know these things over time the more you do it. And practice, practice, practice. That is what we always do. And the more you immerse yourself in interests that is healing, soothing, warm, inclusive for the soul, like social interactions, like love, not physical, sensual love, but true, higher love, compassion, gratitude, inclusion, empathy, and to immerse ourselves in it, feeding ourselves so that our being over time starts to shape and form around it. That is what happens. What we immerse ourselves in is what our body and whole being is following after. And that is where the spirit is the leader here. Our interest has a lot to say about who we are as human beings and individuals. It speaks a ton. So, by having the right proper interest and the right proper area of exploration and experiencing is where you evolve and develop as a human being. So, I think it is rather obvious and reasonable when you think about it. But what we need to put aside and to readjust a little is our observation of how formable and malleable we human beings can be. Outer physical appearance doesn't change that much, but a lot of our inner functionings, faculties, perception, comprehension and understanding changes in alignment with what we are interested in. So, the more we can include within this earthly development, the more we can come to understand and feed our own inner being with. And the right interest might be a break or make, really. So, it is all about what you find out for yourself. And I think I will leave you with this today. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Micah, ancient masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, higher hierarchy, seraphim, cherubim, thrones, kyriadetes, dynamis, exousiae, archai, archangels, and angels, bless, protect, guide, and love you on your amazing, unique, beautiful path. And may you, well, unfold your loving, warm potential that you have within you. Love you so much. Thank you. Goodbye.